Hello guys, this is Roger69501 and welcome to my channel. Well, I'm gonna give you my thoughts for Superman Action Comics issue number 50. And the cover that I'm gonna show you is the Batman vs. Superman variant cover. Check that out. Awesome, huh? Look at that. Look at that awesome cover. Love it. Okay, to the story. Well, this is the story where Okay. This is the story where Superman gets his powers back. Yep. Okay. The thing is that here we get, you see, Van the Savage, he wants some kind of asteroid. He changed the direction of the asteroid to reach planet Earth because 4,000 years ago, this same asteroid is the one who gave Van the Savage his power. Well, not the same asteroid, but had the same energy signature. Ooh, I'm talking science now. I feel fancy. so, so he wants to get to the asteroid to get more power. The thing is that not only that this spread page, as you can see here, well, it tells you, it recounts everything that Superman's went through since the moment that he lost his power up to now. Now, as we can see here, we see that we have the Van the Savage spaceship with the Fortress of Solitude. While all that's been going on, you know, Van the Savage tells the story why he was doing everything, which was good. It was really good. So the thing is that Superman also starts talking about who are the real heroes. Well, not just him or the superheroes. Maybe he's talking more like some of the real heroes are the one that has no superpowers, like Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, who else? John Corbin, Baka, and Ukur, and so on and so forth. So we see Superman here all power up by the kryptonite. Look at that. He really is in the bad mood. Really in the bad mood. Now, we have here, there are different artists, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Let me double check. Why the heck they always had to put the title on the last page? God. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different artists. Now, although from artist to artist, some the style change, but here, although there's a slight difference between one style to the other, at least in my case, I was so into the story that I did not mind, because the changes between one or the other wasn't that significant, at least to me. So, well, basically more or less the same style. So, back to the story. So, while Van the Savage was almost to have Superman, the cavalry arrived, which is Baka, Batman, Mr. Terrific, Wonder Woman, Uku, that guy there with the underground guys. So that's just some of the cavalry had. So all hell break loose. I mean, this issue just, if you want to see an action-packed Superman comic book, this is it. I mean, this all fight. I mean, this is the Superman Royal Rumble, more or less. So we see here, I mean, the whole issue goes fight. So the thing is that Vanda Savage, he decides to send his kids to that asteroid because he tells his children, look, children, listen to your father. I'm sending you there because I want you to absorb the power from the asteroid. So once you are powered up, excuse me, then you have the same level of power or even more as your father. And you will have the right to be the kings of this planet. That's what it sounds a little bit dramatic, but it does. So that's what Vandal Savage tell their children. I know Randy Savage from the WWE. Well, I know. Sorry. So as we can see here, not only that, this is a $5 book, so it's really thick. There's a lot of reading. So the thing is that he sent his kid to outer space in one of those shuttles. Superman tried to stop one of the shuttles. So once he's hanging on the shuttle, because the thing is, that's the Savage, he wants to sacrifice his spaceship, kind of like a time bomb, which actually he does. Look at that. He just blow up the whole ship. Which obviously are heroes and not the superpower heroes. Well, they managed to save the civilians. So I guess the insurance, the ones that they blow up, or buildings are down, but no life have been lost. But the insurance company, they're gonna be out of money. So the thing is that while Superman is hanging on the shuttle, try to save Vanda Savage's son, try to talk to him. Look, do not listen to your father. So the thing is that Vanda Savage was also on the ship. And he shot point blank at Superman, as you can see here. Ouch. So Superman is falling down. He have no more power. He was drained out of power. The thing is that he was plunging down into his Fortress of Solitude. Now we know that the Fortress of Solitude has a bunch of spikes. So Superman in his mind saying, well, I cannot avoid it. I'm gonna fall into one of those spikes and I will die. Simple. I mean, at least that's what I thought. The thing is that once he plunged into the fortress of the Solitude, well, he did not end up one of the spikes. Actually, he ended up inside the Fortress of the Solitude, as we can see here. So something happened. One of his technology starting to read his bioscan. Start doing the machine of the Fortress of Solitude start doing some bioscan on Superman, as we can see here. All that happened in a few seconds. I mean, I love that technology. It's just awesome. So once all that happened, well, what do you know? Superman is back, as you can see that. And not only that he's happy. He's happy as a bird. Look at that. I can see him, I can imagine him thinking like, I'm flying. So, not only that, he has a big smile. Look at that. I love it. So some of the superheroes are happy that Superman got his power back. So they finally managed to save the Justice League. Lex Luthor, he always gets a little bit smartass, like, well, that's just Lex Luthor. And now I have a question here. Okay, once the Superman has his power, what's going to happen with his secret identity? Now that everybody knows that he's Superman, so there's another thing. I would like to know what they're going to do with that. So we see him here, remembering all the stuff that he went through, trying to analyze how he lost his power, why Lois Lane did what she did, telling the world about his identities to avoid being blackmailed and all that. The thing is that while Superman was holding on the shuttle of Vanda Savage's son, or one of his sons, Superman tells Vanda Savage, look, you must have some good on you because you just saved your kids from the explosion of your spaceship. And Vanda Savage says, well, I'm not saving them. I'm using them. Kind of like guinea pigs. The thing is that Vanda Savage sent their kids to the asteroid just to see what kind of effect will have on their kids before he can go in. So he's not. So even though that he might be a father, well, he's a lousy father. I think he's had to be related with Deadshot's fathers, more or less. Maybe they knew each other. So the thing is that it worked. Vanda Savage's son, they reach the asteroid, absorb the energy, and they come back to Earth more powerful, as you can see here. So now we're gonna have, it's gonna be Vanda Savage's son versus Superman and the Justice League, as we can see here. So on the next issue is gonna be an all-out war. So I guess it's gonna be kind of like Dragon Ball Z type of fight. And I have to say that I like the story. The way that Superman got his power back, well, maybe it was a little bit convenient. A good convenient. Maybe they didn't want to drag too much or how he's gonna get his power back. So basically, the machines that has on his Fortress of Solitude actually give him his power back. Now remember, in the beginning of this, his Fortress of Solitude did not recognize Superman DNA because Vandal Savage rewrote the DNA. So only Vandal Savage can go in, not Superman. That's why when Superman tried to get in, he never recognized him because that was on the beginning when he lost his power. Now remember that. So it makes sense the way that excuse me, the way that he got his power back. It was a fun story though. If you read this whole story, at least the Savage Dawn story arc as a whole, one after the other, it's a fun story. It's a fun story. And I like the way that Superman got his power back. I think it was about time. And we'll see what on the next issue how that big Royal Rumble is going to end up. Because it's going to be the Justice League versus Vanda Savage. And I will give this 5 out of 5 because I really like it. I really like it. Not only that, it also recounts what's been going on from the beginning. All the stages that Superman went through. So if some of you are new and you bought this comic book, so more or less you have an idea what happened. But if you want to get more in-depth storyline, I guess you have to buy all the issues or wait for the trade. But to me, this was a fun story arc or crossover or whatever. It was fun. I really like it, and I would give this 5 out of 5. I had really a lot of fun with this book. I really had a lot of fun. Not only that, the cover is awesome. So, like I said, I'll give it 5 out of 5. Well, guys, this is it. I hope that you like this video. Till later. Bye.